So I want to sort of, for a court date, so I want to sort of just, we've done this like 4 times maybe, or 5 times, but there's a reason I'm doing this in a repetitious, OCD-ish, branding, what do you call it, reinforcement way, is because I want no, what's the word I'm looking for, ambiguity about Brittany's opinions, about me, whatever happens to me, whether they want to try to make me look crazy, twist and contort things from other people, whatever. This is for the public record, for the world. There's about, I'm guessing, 4 other videos with the same types of questions, but they're buried deep in it, and so this is just more convenient, especially right now, to get Brittany's evaluation, psychological evaluation, to the world in case the shit hits the fan, something happens to me. I'm sure if I have more time, I'll edit things together so you can see the consistency from Brittany's opinion.
Right.
But for now, this is a high-speed, courtroom-ish questioning.
Yeah.
We don't need to go deep into anything.
Okay.
Maybe you can veer off a tiny bit, but we don't have time anyways. Okay. There's not too many questions, but we're gonna have to just
let's do it.
Blast through it. Okay, so do you feel that this is legit therapy, especially with what is being done to my life?
Yes.
So you would agree these are extreme circumstances that are unheard of?
Absolutely.
And your style has to meet that.
Right. It has to match, like, my style is not like one way for every person that I work with. This is an unheard of, like, situation in your life and everything being done to you.
Yeah, so you're not reading out of some textbook, like,
no,
like, if you like more than 1 apple per day, then you're crazy. You're based on reality and adapting to the situations and
right, exactly, to like be here for you in the best way possible. Because if we were just talking about like cognitive behavioral therapy, you're like, oh, what, you know what I mean? Change your thoughts, or that wouldn't be beneficial at all. I need to be there with you.
And if you're gonna say change your thoughts, you have to specifically state what to change to what. Correct? I mean, you can't just blast random phrases that come out of textbooks.
No,
like the one thing. The one thing's always blasted me is, oh, Kevin, you can't control your life or situations or people, so therefore accept the situation and shut up and take your meds.
No.
And it's like, but that's a textbook generalized statement.
Just, like, here's a Band-Aid for a bullet.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, exactly, right?
No, it's bullshit.
Yeah, so they're applying this one textbook thing out of context to everything, and like, it's like the psychiatrist that is a drug pusher psychiatrist, and he doesn't care about his client. He just, come in, take this, okay, bye-bye, and give me your money, right?
And that's not what I do at all. Like, it just, so, yeah, it's going to look different than, like, the talk therapy that people
actually trying to get to the bottom of things. And
absolutely.
Okay, so, and you are certified and qualified and legit, and
I'm a licensed marriage and family
plaques
therapist
on the wall right here.
Right.
Okay, certificate of achievement.
And then my license is on the wall right there.
Well, Iowa State University. I mean, okay, so, and you can look her up on the internet. She's legit. Yeah. Okay, do you think I suffer from mental illness and a real mental illness? Am crazy?
No, you're not crazy. You don't suffer from any of this shit. If there's anything that you do, it's because it's a consequence of what has been done to you and continues to be done to you.
So abuse.
Right.
So abuse, I think we can all agree, is not mental illness.
No.
Abuse is a cause and effect, an effect to provoking or abusive behaviors.
Been done to you. Right. Yeah. Because I was reading through this too, and like you asked about anxiety, and I was like, no, you don't innately have anxiety. If you do at all, it's because of the trauma and abuse you continue to endure every single day. And your anxiety would be a consequence of that. Yeah,
and it's not even post, because post is after it stops.
Correct.
And it still has to be a while after it stops. I mean,
it's still happening.
Like someone who suffers Vietnam flashbacks.
Right.
Well, Vietnam was what, 30, 40 years ago. So okay, so that's post-traumatic stress. Okay. And that doesn't link to the crazies running around mad at me for having a couple of camo things my entire life or whatever.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so do you think I am violent? Because remember, they fabricated these charges trying to make me look violent.
You're not violent. I've been in public with you. I've been here with you. I've been everywhere. I've never seen you be violent ever.
And how can you... I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. How can you know that? You don't... I mean, you've only known me for a year and...
I think I would have seen some violent, like, behaviors or aggression or something within a year. I feel like you're very honest with me, and I would have definitely noticed that.
And what about... I'm totally not trying to rake on you,
Cool.
but Brittany does have, by far, the worst punctuality.
I'm the worst.
Known to man. I mean, some days it's like, meet me at 9 and it's 11, and...
And you've never
that has nothing to do with whether she's legit or...
My time management is not the best.
Okay, so if I was violent, wouldn't I sort of be screaming and yelling at you on the phone, like, die, bitch, you need to die, blah, 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 right?
Yes, you would have shown some sort of aggression or something, but you don't. You're, like, incredibly understanding. Okay,
so in the spectrum of people going crazy from passive-aggressive, and I'm not talking gang stalking, calculated passive-aggressive, I'm talking normal...
You're like a negative
people that can be a little annoying based on their punctuality or something. Would you say in the spectrum from angrier to calmer to the middle?
You're like past the extreme calm side.
Okay.
Honestly. Because your tolerance for like everything and like your ability to cope with it, you've never even shown a slight hint of like anger or aggression at all.
Okay, so then...
And it'd be understandable if you were.
I actually have this question at the end. I'll just move it right now. So, obviously you weren't there for Terrence Scroggins, Bailey Bernard.
Right.
You've seen 100 million circumstantial evidences supporting the bigger picture. What do you think about that?
I think that people have attacked you and continue to, and I've seen... The only time you told me about where you defended yourself was after you've been bashed in the head 10 times, or somebody was literally like attacking you, your self-defense. And so I've never seen you initiate any type of anything.
Do you think that I've threatened Terrence Scroggins?
No.
Okay, I can tell you right now I did not threaten him. I was aggressive.
In a defense.
If you don't leave me alone, I'll fucking cut you down or something.
He wouldn't let you
giving him if you don't keep pursuing me, I'm going to defend myself.
Absolutely.
Without getting into details, he kept running up to me before he called the police. He kept running up to me after he called the police. Very important. After, showing he's not in fear of his life.
Right.
Trying to get more and more reactions. And he kept running up to me month after month, trying to put me into situations. And in 2013, he was working with therapist Treen Eshigan in these operations, having my conversations the next day and things like that, trying to make it look like. Okay, now that's a guy right there that I don't know, working on me for 6 years or longer.
Right.
And was on the HOA board.
Really?
Showing he had motive. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to go sidetrack. Okay, so Bailey Bernard, you feel, on your opinion, you weren't there, that he probably initiated the entire situation.
I'm like 100% sure.
Okay.
Because I know you. I've been around in public and not here.
And you've watched them just shred on me all day and night.
Never shown any aggression ever.
Yeah.
And you would not.
And now let's throw a what if. What if I did actually threaten Terrence Scroggins? Would you feel
self-defense? Then
correct? Even though I didn't, but it would have been
self-defense.
100%.
It would have.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to go up to somebody and punch them in the face for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're not that. It's not you.
Yeah.
You'd be self-defense if you were to do any type of any aggression at all.
Okay. So that's Brittany's opinion.
That's
I am in 1,000,000% agreement, because I have no reason. I'm not the angry person. I'm the happy-go-lucky innovator that woke up at 29 with your dead man, with the government, with people like Mike Huntley sent after me at 14 years old, with Melody the stripper. Okay, so anyways, let's see. Do you think I'm a violent, paranoid, schizo, anxiety, anything else? Anything?
No.
Would you say that anything I have is trivial to fluctuating human behavior, like emotions. Like if I'm depressed,
yeah, you have your like.
It's not mental illness.
No, it's everybody goes through good days and bad days and highs and lows, and yours aren't like extreme highs and lows. It's like, okay, today's like a little shittier. I feel a little shittier today. Okay, I feel a little better today. It's not like any outside the range of like, normal.
And then take the fact that I have to walk around every day, watch the entire planet, trying to put me in the ground, and try to. What do you think about that? I mean, don't you think that...
It's fucking horrifying. I want to... Can I say one thing about it?
Yeah.
Like, to them?
Yeah, whatever.
Like, I want them to try to imagine living one day in your shoes. Like, every single day being attacked, being brutalized, having nobody on your side. Like, then the impact that fucking has and how painful it is. Like, you're a human being. Yeah. This is fucking unacceptable.
Well, even someone that's homeless, that lives on the street, he's not being attacked. Do you understand what I'm saying? His life is complete shit. Yeah. He can't make money. He's sleeping on the street. It's cold. But he's not being attacked by person after person. No. Okay, so there's a big difference that the amount of abuse I take and still come off as more stable than most people I know, I think is a fucking like Superman.
100%.
And I shouldn't have to do that.
No. Nobody should have.
Okay, so,
do you think I need to be locked?
Okay, so I think we've pretty much, I think the original question was fluctuating. See, I come from a family, they don't understand that emotion fluctuates.
That you don't just stay like this the whole time?
That you're not a robot.
Right.
Okay, and then they're the biggest hypocrites. And okay, so they project on you. Okay, so none of the above. I don't suffer from any of these never-ending changing labels. What about criminal?
No.
I could be a pedophile. I could be into kiddie porn. I could be.
And you're not.
There's no way. Get my jolly psychologically torturing women, even though that's pretty impossible to do by yourself. But
you would never do that, Kevin.
So the whole troll thing. Aubrey Fisher, Kevin's a troll, and he needs to die and be locked away, even though there's no such real troll crime. But.
No, you would never do something like that. Any of the things you mentioned, or any other like crimes like that at all, ever.
But how do you know? I mean, you've only known me.
I feel like I have a good sense of your character and the person that you are. Like, I feel like at some point it would have been questionable if you were doing these like disgusting things. Like, you're a good man and a good person, and you're kind to people. I feel like I would know, like sense it, like something's off.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking way you would hurt people like that.
I mean, I can tell you I never would, because how do I gain from anything
you're not
in life
a person.
By being like that? But
you don't want to hurt people.
No, but so I don't know how you can really prove it to them, but this is your opinion, and I think it's accurate. Well, I know it's accurate, but...
You would never. You just wouldn't.
I mean, you've seen me in public locations. You've seen me always being polite. You've seen them all lash out at me. You've seen how I deal with it. I would think that I'm some kind of mean, horrific, number one narcissist, sociopath that I couldn't control.
I would know.
You know what I'm saying? Someone that's like that their entire life doesn't have the ability to turn on or off, I don't think.
No, they would be, like, I would see right through it, too. Like, their persona of fakeness. With narcissism, that's very much the way it is, and you're very real and authentic.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. It makes me, you would never do anything like that.
Okay, so that's a big thing, because Seymour was saying, I want to ask her if Kevin's committing any crimes, and it's like, well, she's not qualified to answer that anyways, but...
No, no.
Right? I mean, you're not a cop, but still, you haven't...
I haven't witnessed you committing any crimes.
Okay.
At all. Ever.
What about the big one is the public nuisance. What about the public nuisance?
No.
Okay, so I've been the most docile motherfucker known to man, right?
Right, you're very, like, respectful. When coffee shops, wherever we've gone for our sessions and stuff, like, you're very kind to everybody. You're respectful. You're not, like, a public nuisance. Like, what does that even mean?
It means that I'm somehow making everyone's life miserable in public.
Not at all. Not even a little.
And so their only grasp is the cards that are in self-defense.
But even that, like, you're respectful if you're asked to not, like, hand those out, whatever. Like, you're not, like...
and it's always a reactive thing.
Yeah.
It's always, I go in with the best intentions. Oh, hey, I was just harassed by another 15 people in 5 minutes. I can't just sit here. I gotta get the word out. These people are mobbing me to death, literally, with worldwide support. You can't just sit there and accept that.
No.
And so, freedom of speech, self-defense. You have not seen. I'm not like fucking cramming them in people's mouths and right. I'm politely. Do you want a card and this and that?
Some whatever.
Yeah.
Here's a few whatever. And it's important they know this too. Like, you don't want to have to do this. You don't want to have to hand out cards. Like, you're doing this because, like, what else are you supposed to do? This is a way to, like, get the word out, let people know what's happening to you. It's, like, the only thing you...
Yeah. And have you seen me publicly nuisance-y hand out card?
No,
on that
not at
note.
all.
Like, when the very few times Brittany has seen me hand out some cards, it's been usually to someone...
Like a Jamba or something,
like a Jamba employee, and I said, you know, here's some reading material, you know, and I'll hand them maybe, like, a small stack, and... There's no law that says you can hand someone 1 card or 100 or whatever, but you know, here's a stack, and everyone take a gander, read it, what's here, because this is the truth. And they have the option to say, I don't want your card.
And people hand out cards every single day.
Yeah.
Why is it a big...
Cards, flyers, brochures.
Everything.
And even on all these businesses, they have brochures sitting in the corners. And
oh, yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's like you're doing nothing
Yeah,
wrong.
and all this is reading material to say, look, you've been lied to.
You're not forcing it on them at all.
I'm not grabbing their head and saying, you read right now, read.
No.
Right, okay.
Never.
So would you agree that I do have the right for a counter argument, and not just in a courtroom after falsified convictions, but a counter argument to the world, to the planet, that they've been lied to?
Yes.
So, okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's nobody would tell you you don't have that right.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah, and so that's called propaganda. In this case, it's all in secret. Okay, so do you feel I need to be locked away in a mental institution or any other type of cage or institution?
No, absolutely not. I think you need to be, like, left alone and free to live your life.
Free to roam the earth and accomplish things, right?
And live your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether I give back to society or not is irrelevant, correct?
Right.
Whether I build internet systems like Mark Zuckerberg that everyone benefits from, or I just go digging for gold.
Right. Who cares?
It's irrelevant.
It's your life.
Yeah.
You need to be free to live it.
Correct.
That's...
So they're the public nuisance, wouldn't you agree?
You alone. Yes.
Okay.
Do I think you're a criminal? Or wait, have you seen me commit any crimes? No. Okay.
Do you think I think I already asked that. Do you feel I need to be locked away? Okay, so just you don't see any I mean, I'm not like shaking and trying to feed myself applesauce.
You function in everyday life just fine.
Okay.
Seriously.
So the only thing that's hinder that are mass groups wanting to hinder that.
But still, like, you have a home, you have a cat, like, you take care of her, like, you take care of yourself, you know, you have a car, you drive, like, you do feed yourself, clothe yourself, like, you do everything necessary to sustain life. Yeah,
and so you'd say it's very rare that someone that goes into a mental institution, any type of mental institution, even those check-in facilities, either says to themselves, I just can't go on anymore, or they're in such a bad state that they're like
they can't take care of themselves.
Jelly blob on the sidewalk, like right?
It's like they literally cannot function without assistance.
Yeah, so there's no possible reason that I should be. No. Okay.
Not at all.
And I would agree with that. It doesn't make any sense.
I've worked in like lockdown mental health facilities. I've worked there with the people there and everything, and they need to be there in order to survive because they cannot take care of themselves. Okay. Or function in the world. They just can't.
What was the rate of self check-ins versus
like 0 self check-ins?
Okay.
Literally, it was like the conservatorship. Like they had no rights for themselves.
Okay.
Because they couldn't function. So no, you don't need to go there. Okay. Not even close.
Do you think the police and judicial... Oh, wait. From what you've witnessed, do you think... Oh. From what you've witnessed, do you see me as the victim or the one causing the problems?
You're not causing the problems.
Okay, so I am the victim. Mm-hmm. So while these people like Terrence Scroggins and Bailey Bernard are claiming victim, oh, poor me, I'm the victim, and to something a lot bigger than just those two, but on a planetary scale.
Right. They need to
unheard of things.
Yes.
Okay, and would you say that it just can't be justified anyway?
Yes. There's no justification for what's being done to you. Okay. 0. It's bullshit.
It's like the Adolf Hitler justifications, right?
There is none. Yeah. It's just shit that... Yeah, bullshit.
Okay,
like... The police.
Do you think the police and judicial system are lying?
Well, yes. And that's been proven numerous times.
Yeah, I mean, I've shown her flat out, and on some of the other videos, we've proven it. And trust me, there's a million times more proof I have.
Not to mention your court cases where they tried to claim all these things about you, like threatening Starbucks, and then you didn't get charged with that. Hello, they're lying about it. You know, there's so much evidence, and despite like the videos and everything else that I've seen, like it's documented legally too that you did not commit that crime, so they're fucking lying.
Yeah, I mean, I have the paperwork. The paperwork's on my website. The paperwork's been given to Brittany and 100 million other people. You cannot, if you're 10 years old, have the common sense above a 10-year-old. You can read those appeals or the trial, all the other things related, and go, this is just absurd. This is just, these people are murderers. Okay? It doesn't take Einstein to go through any of this. Even the inconsistencies amongst my family members and okay.
We talked about the next one, right?
Do you, based on what you've seen, think I've done anything wrong to anyone in my community, as well as Terrence Scroggins or Bailey Bernard? I think I was sort of asking your gut instinct. You see me going around and just being...
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Zero.
Because there's those weird, crazy questions where they want to know if I killed someone, they want to know if I'm a pedophile, a child molester, this, that, and I'm not the one running around saying, like, I'm a murderer and...
No.
Someone please help me, someone take me away, I'm going, what the fuck is going on, tell me.
Right. And leave me alone.
Yeah, and they can't give me an honest answer, and they write on the paperwork to try to make it look like I'm crazy and trying to go in to jails and mental institutions myself, which is even freakier.
It doesn't make any sense at all. No.
So just cover-ups. Like, we're trying to make him look crazy. And like Seymour tells me, and you saw the proof, Seymour tells me I need to take the stand, and all the other lawyers were told to tell me the same thing, and then he comes to you and he tells you that I want to be on the stand.
Right.
Trying to make me look crazy. Right?
Bullshit.
Yeah. Okay, so, do you feel I need to be watched and my privacy violated for control purposes?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
That's
so the police death threat, I'm going to call a police death threat on video from Topanga Division. We're watching you, Perlman. Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Tracking my cell phone, tracking my GPS. Unacceptable. Working with Time Warner Cable and many other providers to track my computer, surfing, and this happened... This starts in Colorado, not just in California.
Right.
In '94, constant I'm gonna call them kill systems, psychological warfare systems built around me on the internet for the world to partake in, for like kind of like trying to shock you, to train you, like behavioral shocking, I'll call it.
Yeah, like a learned helplessness type.
Yeah, like oh, you met this girl on the internet and she's got tattoos and silicone breasts, and maybe you're gonna go out and meet her, so we're gonna psychologically shock you because I don't feel that you meeting that type of girl is appropriate. And okay, so we're just gonna call it psychological shocking, like training dogs for snakes, where they or like my father putting shock collars on his dogs. Same type of thing with psychological warfare based on someone's view of what life should be, who lives in the dark ages and doesn't understand things like internet and evolving civilizations.
Right. That's much more.
Right. They're unevolved. They live in a cave, and they have the power to do what they want to do, even though they live in a cave.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
in La La Land, whatever. Okay. So no, I should have the right to privacy, like the Constitution of the United States says I am supposed to have, and anyone that violates those things are held accountable normally, especially in the police and the government. Okay, so
100%.
Because wouldn't you agree that doing something like that's going to sort of try to make someone look paranoid?
Yes, and it's going to damage them.
Yeah.
Like emotionally.
So it's going to destroy their lives. Okay.
They won't. Yeah.
And so it's fair to say they want to hurt someone out of their anger and rage.
Absolutely. Because if you're watched and stalked and like always like eyes on you and you have no privacy at all, like you're gonna not be able to trust anybody. You're never gonna be able to fully relax or like anything like that, and everything is violated.
And it's would you agree that they know better?
Yes.
Do you understand? Like,
do they want? Like,
oh, well, we're just doing this to keep the peace, and no, I don't understand that it could hurt someone's health.
Well, would they like it done to them?
Correct. They'd flip the shit out, right?
Exactly.
They say that's unacceptable.
Exactly.
You're destroying my life, but it's okay to do to Kevin.
Right.
Because we don't trust you. And that's what Seymour said, is the police don't like you or trust you or whatever. They can do whatever they want. If the police feel you're a criminal, they can do whatever they want. Well, no, they can't. There's procedures that keep people safe based on the Constitution, so the police don't go killing people because they don't trust them.
Right. Seymour literally said that the police there will not help you. They want to lock you up. Like, they don't want you, like, in society.
And I believe he's even recorded saying it.
He is. Yeah, when we met, he said that. So, there you go.
Okay. So, what kind of person supports something like that? Okay, do you... unless they just want to take money while they're killing people.
Right.
Okay. Do you feel I need to be... am I being mobbed to death? Does it matter if I'm touched or not?
No, psychological abuse is like just as damaging, if actually more. It goes deeper than the physical. And it's harder to prove.
And what about the mobbing part? You've witnessed the mobbing, right?
Like the swarms of people.
Correct. So what would your scope... What's the scope of this mobbing from your opinion?
Everywhere.
My mother says 1 or 2 people in my neighborhood.
No. Yeah, everyone there, as well as out here, as well
so
as
city, Woodland Hills, Calabasas, Thousand Oaks, Newberry Park, Sherman Oaks, Camarillo. She's been in the car, randomly driving from city to city, witness calling it all out. Yeah. Okay, so a worldwide mobbing.
Yeah.
I mean, who does something like that? Who even thinks shit like that up?
I have no fucking idea.
Would you agree that has to be like $1 billion operation?
At least.
It's someone high up.
It's insane.
It's not some angry stripper that didn't get $20. Right?
No.
Okay.
Not even close. It's
not. It's not some guy at the Save-Ons, which doesn't even exist anymore.
No, it's not. There's no.
Tom Farley or Richard Grunberg stole a 1 cent Jolly Rancher and said, "I did it."
No.
And I'm not going to say I'm Mr. Goody Two Shoes and never did anything imperfect, but my point is, if I were to steal a 1 cent Jolly Rancher at 10 years old at a Save-Ons, do you think that's doing this?
No.
Okay, so.
No, 1 cent. Here's your penny.
Correct.
Like,
do you think this has to do with something with profiling?
100%.
Like the movie War Games is obviously fiction, but when he says Matthew here fits the sociopath loner that's destined to be a criminal because he uses computers, and
that's fucked up, because then you're like placing this label and this whatever preconceived notion on somebody, and they don't have a chance.
Correct. You haven't committed the crime yet, but you fit this profile, therefore we're gonna prove it and make you
right. But you can't prove that shit because they haven't done anything, and so they're just trying to.
Correct. And so they keep trying to manipulate. Hey, Kevin, you should walk into the store and wave a gun, or Kevin, you should do this, or Kevin, you should do that. Those aren't someone who's going to be a criminal is going to be a criminal based on their own volition.
Exactly.
Not because you keep trying to push them down the wrong path.
Right.
And then he finds out, and then they get mad. You don't tell anyone, or we kill you, or whatever.
Right. Exactly. And no, it's. Exactly. What time? Oh my god! 10:20. Is it really?
What do we have till?
Shit. Is she here? I wonder?
She said you pushed the point.
I tried. She never responded.
Oh,
let's finish up.
Okay, so let's just go through this really fast. Okay, what would you do? If this was being done to you, what would you do in self-defense?
I would do a lot more aggressive things, probably. Like, I don't know what I would do. I would.
And I know it's a scary question because you don't want to be in this.
No, it's like that's why I'm saying I'm so impressed with you and like amazed that you're able to like have so much tolerance and restraint and everything, like, and you're not aggressive at all, because I think anyone else that has endured even like a portion of what
I said on the court stand, I said if anyone else, if I could take 30 days of my life and put out anyone else, they would have killed themselves. There's no doubt in my mind. Good 90% easily. Or they would have did the opposite. Just fucking went ballistic and did what Dincy's trying to accuse me of, building bombs and...
That's what I'm saying.
Pure insanity. Or Victoria Walker, I supposedly am the kind of guy that has gun arsenals and ready to, like, something out of Terminator, right? I mean, just bullshit. Yeah. So that's what they're trying to push me to. Okay, or make it look like. Am I a public nuisance? I think. No. Okay. Do I suffer from anxiety? That's the same.
We already talked.
Okay. Do I suffer from agoraphobia, bipolar, delusional, crazy, backwards, even though that's not a crime? Or any of the bullshit they're trying to spout out.
No, we've been in public agoraphobe. Clearly, like, you are fine in social settings, okay? Like, and you're not bipolar. Like, none of this shit.
Yeah, it's just complete anything they can create. Right. Since 5 years old. Okay, am I lashing out at people? Because that's what Seymour told me I was lashing out at people.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Am I being hunted, set up, framed by mass worldwide groups? I'm going to repeat it. Yes. Am I being hunted, framed by mass set-up attempts by mass worldwide groups?
Yes. And that's documented. There's a shitload of evidence against that, or for that.
And endlessly, non-stop, right? So it just never stops. It's like...
Set up, like, example, Dincy, or whatever, claiming that you threatened the lives of all Starbucks employees, or whatever it is, which was proven false in court. They're trying to set you up and make you look like a crazy person.
That's the cover-up, but the setup is the provoking.
Right. They're trying to do anything.
Okay, it's like this. So this is how I explained it at 29, I think. Imagine I told you have to be a good person, and when you walk down the street, I don't want you stepping on any rocks. So every single person you see grabs a handful of rocks and throws it under your feet.
It's like you're...
And then, eventually, you're going to step on a rock, right?
You can't avoid
And then
that.
I say you stepped on a rock, you're a bad person, and now we have to annihilate you or whatever.
You can't avoid it if they're throwing the barnfuls of rocks at you.
Yeah.
You're going to step on one.
Okay, so these setup attempts, you've witnessed. In 1 hour's time, you've seen some days 10, sometimes 100, some days more. Possibly... I don't know if you've seen the thousands. You've seen the thousands when driving. But you've seen good up to a couple hundred in an hour at public locations. Absolutely. And then when we drive around, you literally see thousands. Well, think about that. How do you... This is only a matter of time. They're going to get that reaction, and it's going to be in self-defense. They're going to say you're crazy.
Right.
Okay, so would you agree that this is strategically a extermination operation?
Yeah, it's like... I mean, honestly, it's incredible you haven't reacted yet.
No.
And
not because I've managed to develop ways to release the anxiety by counter-arguing that, look, this isn't true, and it's still horrible.
It's very...
But they don't get what they want, and it pisses them off even more and more. And it doesn't make any sense. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense.
You're absolutely right. It makes no sense at all.
I mean, I don't even know how someone pulls anything off like this.
I don't even know.
But it's the same way Adolf Hitler pulled off what he pulled off. Okay, so... Am
I trying to get myself in...
Am I being... Have you witnessed all these events? Yes, and we've just... Okay. Am I trying to get myself put in jail or mental institutions like Seymour is stating with Deborah Bear or many others?
No. That doesn't even make sense.
Okay, do I think life's a game or...
No.
What was the other thing? A movie or a game? Okay, as far as Kevin conforming to media or a grasp on reality...
No, you don't think that's a game. You don't think like you're a movie character or whatever it is. No.
Okay, so you would when I make my jokes like...
It's a joke.
What did I did the Shining joke, like, here's Johnny knocking on the door. That's all within humoristic jokes.
Right. You have a sense of humor, like, despite everything happening to you.
And my family and everyone else goes ballistic, that I have a sense of humor.
Which is stupid. Like, you have a sense of humor. They should be like, oh my god, you're so... Like, how do you...
I was told that sarcasm is not allowed, sense of humor is not allowed, creating art is not allowed. Some of them are verbally, but most of them were very...
Passive.
Shocking punishments.
Yeah.
Passive aggressive.
Said,
yeah. But some of the things, like my mother would get mad based on a sarcastic joke. Same with Karen Eshigan, like, you're very strange. Like, who is this person? And then saying like Susan Donner's telling me that no, the term's not the devil in the details; it's the angels in the details. Why are they trying to make me look crazy? Why can't they just
leave you the fuck alone?
Yeah. So something had been said to the psychology community to piss them off, And the only thing I know is my entire life my mother wanted to force me into therapy for no reason at all. And I think I just got older and like, look, I don't want therapy.
Which is
why are you manipulating? Why are you getting into my shit? Right?
If you're forced to do something or feel forced to do something, you're not going to, it's even more, at least personally, like, I'm going to be like, no, fuck you.
You can't walk up to someone and try to make them what you want them.
No.
Okay? You can't walk up. Brittany, I don't think you should be a therapist. I think you should be a lawyer, and therefore I'm going to tell everyone in the psychology community that you're a child molester, and because I want the best for you, Brittany.
Yeah, that makes no fucking sense.
Right? No, that means I want the best for me, and I don't give a shit about you.
Right.
Yeah, and so this is coming from people like that, but because it's so huge, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, normally these people aren't going to help my family or my friends, or
that's where the
it all falls apart. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense, and so there's an agenda behind we just want to make Kevin crazy for a reason, to get the reaction, to lock him away.
Right.
Listen, I can go through all aspects of my extremely young childhood, and you would laugh, going, "How did this go from here to there?"
Right.
Things that when people talk about them, oh my God, he did that. But once you understand what it really is, it's not anything. And I don't want to. I'll just give you one thing. When I was in 3rd or 4th grade, I supposedly bit someone on the hand, and they're trying to make it like the movie Jupiter Ascending, like he tore out someone's throat.
Seriously? You weren't
okay? Let's phrase it how it is. I gummed someone's finger, and there was no blood, no pain, no harm,
no breaking of the skin,
no breaking of the skin, no blood, no anything, no bruising.
Right.
But when they word it, it's he bit off someone's finger or something like that, right?
Right, they're gushing blood.
He's a dog, he's schizo, he's a dog, he bit off someone. Well, let's talk about reality, is that you shouldn't be saying this shit to the world, because the reality of the situation is that I was a
kid,
8-year-old whose hand came from behind like this, and I turned around and sort of gummed it really fast.
You were protecting yourself, okay.
Okay, but it's just, I'm not going to say it's a little off.
I mean, hey,
you're talking about a fucking 8-year-old, right?
If someone comes up and surprises me, even if somebody surprises me from behind, if like that's your reflex to protect yourself and bite whoever's behind you, like
it's a little skittish, it's a little weird, but it's not a real bite. It's not violent.
They shouldn't have.
And the point is, it's collected with NSA.
Yeah.
And then it's given out, he's dangerous because he bit someone's hand or something like that.
It's like, well, maybe they should like also state that this person snuck up from behind.
Sure.
And, like, caught him off guard.
He snuck up behind, but nothing really happened. But we're taking this
out of context.
This out of context fart and turning, because you farted in public, you tried to gas people to death and kill them. You know what I'm saying? It's like
insane.
They're strategically
twisting,
angularly twisting, Gabby angling the conversation.
Right.
How they want it to look out of context to the world and propaganda.
Right.
You could take anyone's life and do this. Yeah. I am sure if I had a list of your childhood, I could easily take each thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay, so...
And you could do that with, like you said, anyone and everyone.
Yeah. So it's not me, it's how they're... It's an information war. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And because there's no self-defense, there's no counter-argument,
you can't defend yourself.
They can just build larger and larger kill groups. Because they can say whatever they want. There's no accountability. And it's all in secret. It's not on mainstream news channels.
Which is,
So there's no recourse. You're just a dead man. It's designed. It's like I was saying in some of our other conversations. What they're doing is designed to eradicate. Kill, exterminate, put people in cages based on flaggings and just rid someone of the world.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm obviously trying to figure out how to salvage something out of my life and not put myself in cages, but that's not how they want it to look. And in a very peaceful manner.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, do you think I mouthed off 30 years ago online to Jen Hess, who sent after me... 30 years ago we had kind of touched on this a few times, which is really irrelevant because I can name 100,000 similar situations with women. But I mouthed off to Jen Hess, which was a little out of the perfect and showed anger. I just said something like karma's gonna get you or something.
Okay, you weren't calling her stupid fucking bitch.
On the internet typing. This was 30 years ago. Oh, well you threatened her and there's a worldwide campaign to kill you. I can name 100,000 of the similar situations from my own friends with women getting angry at them, and nobody cares. It's like they let it go in an hour.
Right.
And this was across. This is just typing, and
it makes no sense.
I think after.
Okay,
you think that's something that would launch a worldwide campaign?
Absolutely not. Something that would never be mentioned again.
Correct. Even if it was a real threat, it still wouldn't be a worldwide campaign. And 30 years later.
No.
So it is fair to say they're just trying to get whatever they can to use.
Yeah, twisting it, making it. Yeah, a mountain out of a mole. What is it? Mountain out of a molehill?
Yeah, mountain out of a molehill.
It's like, okay, you said come to meet you. You didn't say I'm going to come over there and whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, and you have to keep everything in context. We were screwing, we were back and forth. She was getting weirder and weirder, and she's also playing the freaky, I'm crazy and I want all your money angle.
Oh, fuck that.
And then they try to cover it up by going, Kevin's abusing a crazy person. Which is the stupidest thing known to man. It doesn't make sense either.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, right?
Oh my god.
And so she was pretending she's schizo. She was pretending she's Jessie Jane, the porn star. She's just like Skylar, a redhead in Colorado. Not in Colorado. She was actually by my brother in Florida, pretending that she was Julia Hayes, a porn star on IRC. Yeah, I can go through a whole billion of these weird freaks. And they all play victim, and they're all working with the police.
Right.
Does that sound strange?
Just slightly.
Yeah, and when when I visited her out in Florida visiting my brothers, they had a whole operation to try to scare me with the police and things like that.
Seriously?
Yeah. And so, and then it's cover-up time, how I abused her and I treated her like shit. It's like,
what the hell is she talking
all
about?
I know is you came in my life, you latched on, you were very abusive, you told me, if I was talking to her, you told me at the very end, if you wanted me to be your friend, you're going to treat me like shit. And I said, don't ever call me or this or that. And all of a sudden, there's a worldwide campaign. Oh, you strung her along, you made her wait, you did this to her, you treated her like shit. Because her name is Skylar, we don't like your jokes to people. Why is the sky blue? Leaving out the part that she latched on to me changing her name to Skylar after my jokes. Either way, it doesn't matter.
She was trying to...
She was sent after me to cry wolf, like so many others. Oh, poor them. Oh, poor them. What about fucking Kevin? The guy, look, Skylar or Stephanie, I'm just not fucking interested in you. When you met me and you gave me the blowjob and told me she had to go to the airport and leave, and I said, I wish we had more time, and she said, yeah, sure you do. That showed that, whatever, she's a bitch. And then when she says, Kevin, I want to visit you in California, and I go, I'm too busy off with my own company, not giving her the respect. I don't owe her the fucking respect.
No, she wants to visit you. She should be asking, like, hey, like, blah, blah, blah.
But I don't owe her...
You don't owe her shit, Kevin.
You see what I'm saying? And these women keep coming after me like, oh, you're playing games with my life because I like you. Well, I don't have to like you back.
No.
Right?
No, you're allowed to, like... not.
Exactly, and so that's always been the bane of my existence. Adriana Oliveras. I'm gonna get the Dr. Son. I'm gonna get the Dr. Son. I'm not interested in Adriana. Well, now you're a dead man with worldwide support.
Right.
Because your daddy wants me to be with you, and if I want you to have kids, we're gonna have kids, and whatever, right?
It's garbage.
I don't have to. If I want to be a fucking monk, I have that fucking right.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so I don't owe any of these people.
No.
And I've bent over backwards for all of them, by the way.
Wow. Without any, like, expecting
anything
in
you can't
return.
say that because you weren't there, but...
But I've talked to you about it numerous times. You help people for free, like, expecting nothing in return, so the kindness of your heart, and then they fucked you over.
And guess what they say? Then they go, oh, well, he committed the 2 nights crime, and he's a pushover and a puppy dog. So now we have to remove him from society.
Yeah, it's bullshit. No
it doesn't make any sense.
No, not at all.
Okay, so...
sorry.
That's okay.
We only have a few
we're at the end.
Okay.
So. Do you think if I call a person targeting me and instigating me a Jew hater, it's a crime and I'm a public nuisance?
No.
Okay, so I have the right to have a conversation with someone who is a complete douchebag and unwilling to listen to any type of fact, lashing out anger and rage at me, and to say, you know, you're a fucking Jew hater.
Yes.
Because there's no other way of explaining these types of hate crimes. Whether it's about Judaism, or it's about hairy arms, or it's about gay, or it's about, as they say, Kevin's kind after destroying my life. It's the same exact, you're different hate crime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And I do have the right to verbally be an asshole, even though I don't like it.
Right, and that's not being it's not being an
Yeah,
asshole.
it's not being an asshole because you're not the instigator.
Right.
And it's like I said, when you deal with assholes, you sort of become a defensive asshole. Right?
You're not being a dick, you're defending yourself.
Yeah.
You're being an asshole.
And when you deal with 100,000 assholes, you come off as maybe to someone that doesn't see the situation, which is kind of impossible, but
that's why the context of everything's
if I walk up to a girl, like I had a friend in Colorado, and we're walking in a store, and he says, could she be wearing any more fucking makeup or perfume?
Okay.
Not to her, but
you heard her.
By her.
Yeah.
And that was a total asshole thing to do.
It was.
I'm not saying it's the end of the world, he should be hunted and killed. But what I'm saying is, you don't see me doing that. No. The only time I'm an asshole back is like, hey, every place I go, we're going to steal a couple bucks from you, or which is happening. Especially, they ramped it up in the last couple months again. Or
I didn't know.
Or we'll go into the coffee shop the other night, the guy gives me the wrong size coffee. I say medium coffee, he gives me a small coffee, and has a big A on it, on the cup, hinting about Alexis Amore. And they sort of play this game, trying to harass and provoke. And then they have a girl show up hinting that I'm a terrorist because I said something like, I was smoking a cigar outside away from the restaurant, and the guy said, can you move over there? And I said, sure, that's fine. I said, do you mind if I take my Alexis Amore cup? Being sarcastic, I know what you're doing. Asshole-ish rebuttal, if you want to call it that. And then, of course, the girl and the guy who gave me all clammed up, nervous, and oh, but Kevin's an asshole because look what he said. Well, no, you're instigating.
Right, exactly, and you're asking a question. That's all.
Yeah. So the Kevin's an asshole crime. Would you say bullshit? And I think you'd also say that even if I was an asshole,
there's no crime about.
There's no crime.
Exactly.
It's not going to launch a worldwide.
No.
Yeah. You'd have to be a serious.
You'd have to be an asshole, like a murdering asshole.
Yeah, and that's not really in the asshole category. That's in the
psychotic.
Like I like to kill people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Crime against assholes.
Okay, so would you consider what we are doing here therapy, although you have to witness the events to do the therapy?
Yes.
Okay, 100%. I think we opened with this, but so it is therapy. It's very odd. It's very different. It's very unconventional.
Right, which is appropriate for. Like
the situation, the context of the situation. Exactly. Okay, so if we were locked, what would you say if we had to be locked in a room the entire time? How do you think that would work out?
That wouldn't. How is that beneficial? How is it like just sitting here, not being able to see all these things that are happening to you and support you out there in the world? Yeah. And like witness it. That's very important.
Yeah, and wouldn't you agree that if I was only allowed to talk to you in a private room, that I would come off as crazy? If I didn't have the video, let's say, because they have so much problems with me having proof, photos and videos.
It's helpful.
With their Kevin, you committed a crime by taking pictures in public or whatever, trying to cover up what they're doing. Right. If I didn't have if I walked in your office
and you just
I started blabbing about how mass groups are stalking me with passive,
I would be like, okay, so like I'd be like, well, questionable, like I would be like, what's going on with him or whatever, but
wouldn't you veer towards some kind of mental illness, like he's crazy?
Probably something like, okay, his thinking isn't quite there, like what's going on with this guy or whatever.
Okay, so is it fair to say that people are mad?
I'd be like, there's
I'm not mentioning names, but people are mad that you're out in public with me witnessing the events. Wouldn't you say that common sense says what about people being mad about that?
Well, shit, now, there's evidence she's out here seeing this with them, so, it can't be denied as easily, or whatever.
Correct. So why would they be mad?
Because the truth is out there. They're exposed. And you're not the only one that's seeing the,
because someone else is witnessing it, right?
Exactly.
So would you say that the way they're coming from the top, trying to control the situation, is to create this frame job?
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay.
It's important that I'm out in public with you.
Yeah.
Even you have all the
I think
videos
it's imperative. Nothing can be solved if you don't see the situation.
Exactly.
Now their entire argument is the situation's not happening, correct?
Correct. And that you're a public nuisance and all this other shit. And I've seen you in public. You're definitely not a nuisance. Going to these places with you, imperative, like you said. I need to do that. I want to. I see what you go through.
It can't. Nothing. I look crazy and nothing gets solved locked in a room.
Correct.
Any room.
Correct.
Even a bouncy room, which is their motive.
Correct.
Okay, so why do you think they want me in a bouncy room?
They want to get you out of society, however possible.
And it's not because of me.
No.
It's because they have something to hide, correct?
Yes, you've done nothing wrong.
Okay. So, and even if I did, let's say
everybody's
theoretical. Let's say 30 years ago I committed some crime.
Okay.
Let's say I did threaten someone or I did attack someone.
30 years ago.
Correct, right?
Who cares?
Okay.
You know?
So their thinking is flawed on every level, right? Doesn't make any sense. Okay. It's just run by hate and rage.
Absolutely.
And obsession. Okay. So and paranoia.
Yeah.
It's like government paranoia. It's like the new trend. Hence why Edward Snowden came forward. Okay, so wouldn't you say that this description of who I am is someone that fits a good citizen for society, no matter how unconventional or possibly different? They're just sort of throwing labels on me or trying to do justifications. I mean, I think I've been a really fucking good guy my entire motherfucking life. I'm not gonna claim I'm perfect.
Nobody.
I've been a really motherfucking, and I'm not a pushover. I can be.
You go above.
I have broken from, especially the younger years of turning into a chump or whatever. I'm not. Listen, every guy does that, especially at a younger age.
Yeah,
I'm sure women know that and they laugh.
You're a human being.
Okay, but most of all, I'm not. Not that it matters. Overly nice. I'm fair. I'm honest.
You're a kind
I'm
person.
there for people.
You help.
You want me dead and gone? I'm not gonna want to be. I'm not gonna stand for that. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna go out and go on a rampage or anything. But I'm not going to stand.
No.
Okay, so I'm within the spectrum of normality.
Yes.
Centered, even though it doesn't matter, but centered.
Yes.
Okay, so.
You go above and beyond for people. Like, you help people. You're a good person. Like, out of the kindness of your heart. Like, you help others and you're kind.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna clarify that all of my business ventures, almost all of my art, whatever, have all been about making money for me, but helping everyone in my path, kind of like Mark Zuckerberg.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
I want to make shitloads of money. I want to think grand, but I want to give back.
Exactly. You're not selfish. Not like this is.
Yeah, like some greedy, try to squeeze everything from.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Okay, so, and then you asked me a question. I did get a little defensive about my artwork, and you said, "Is your artwork for you?" Of course, it's for me. Every piece of art I've ever created is for me, but I have, on time, been giving, like, I created some artwork for me, but it's it's for you or it's about you because I like you or whatever. And if someone's gonna try to use that as this way or that way,
it's like,
or
how do you even? You gave them a gift.
Yeah, and do you understand that in the world of women selling? I don't even want to say women selling their looks. Or just being good-looking women. I don't even have to say that. Just being a good-looking woman, I'm sure you know, gets guys getting a little chumpy from time to time, and it's not a crime.
Correct.
Okay, 100%. So that's part of human nature, sexuality, pheromones.
It just happens.
Guys turning into chumps when they like a girl or whatever.
And you're respectful, though. You're not a douchebag who's like, saying some inappropriate stuff.
Yeah, so when the cops are saying those weird things to me, like no means no.
No, you would never, ever, ever force somebody to do anything.
Yeah, and so that's probably just in their list of 100,000 imaginary crimes of mine, right?
It's
It's just pure insanity. Okay, so last question: isn't it fair to say that what is being done to my life is beyond any level of criminal and defined as a crime, the largest crime in humanity against one person?
Yes, it's unheard of.
I don't know if you can answer that, but
I've never heard of anything.
Correct. You've never seen anything.
No,
at all. I've never heard of anything
even close.
Close. No. I mean, not even. Not
even a little.
Correct. I mean, I've heard of now and then kind of sort of privacy violations by the police.
But not like this.
No,
this is unfathomable.
every phone call, every website, all gets somehow disseminated out to the masses, and they rip apart out of context things and start hunting me down. And the police build this laundry list of imaginary crimes out of context, non-provable things. I have person after person making up lies that I'm confessing to crimes, or you've seen the video where they made up lies I'm masturbating in Starbucks bathroom.
Ridiculous.
Okay, first of all,
how would they know that? Number one,
correct.
Unless they're like spying on you in the bathroom, which is
well, finally they made up a cover-up lie that I said it to a girl,
which you didn't.
I didn't.
So.
And so, the point is that.
And even
okay, I've had people follow me from place to place saying, well, you know, trying to brainwash me into thinking that I did this in my life because I confessed to crimes to people. Okay, think about that.
They're trying to make you...
If I walk up to that guy over there and say, you know, I killed 10 people.
Yeah.
First of all, he's probably going to fucking laugh.
And
yeah,
like, this
or whatever.
dude is the Looney Tune, yeah.
Even if I walked into the police station right now and said I killed 10 people.
They would investigate, and they'd probably be like...
They might or they may not. They might start laughing their asses off because people don't walk in to the police station saying that.
No.
But if they can't find a fucking body, there's no crime.
Exactly.
It's just hearsay, or it's empty words.
They can't take that as truth.
Yeah. You can't arrest someone because of what they said. You can only arrest someone based on probable cause, facts, and evidence.
Correct.
Okay? So when the people are walking around saying, you don't have the First Amendment, we don't have the First Amendment freedom of speech, and you gotta watch what you say, and you can't say anything, because anything can be misinterpreted as this or that, and if someone thinks that you confess to a crime, we can hunt you down with worldwide support.
Yeah, no.
That's fiction.
Exactly.
That can't happen normally.
No.
Unless someone doesn't like you.
Right, and even then it's like...
Yeah, and it's
this level...
Right, so I've had, and they just play these games like they keep making lies as I'm confessing to things, and it's not justifiable. Nothing they say. I did test the waters at a coffee bean saying I hacked a computer to see how they would react, to see how the information would flow.
Yeah.
And it flew to every coffee shop worldwide instantly. And the reason I said that was because they already accused me of it back in '94 when my brother showed me the internet.
Right.
Okay, so, I wanted to see how the information would flow. Then they play this game like, oh, well, now we're justified in killing you. Well, no, you're not justified in killing me no matter what I say.
Exactly.
Even if I really did commit the crime, you're still not justified, right?
Right. Like, no, you're not. Yeah.
That's the police's job.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
And when the police are creating these illegal neighborhood kill watch programs, they're trying to shirk responsibility while using people as tools to go after people.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so creating something on the level... I didn't finish. Isn't it fair to say that what is being done to my life is beyond any level of criminal, even defined as a crime, creating something on the level of beyond any level of illegal...
Yes.
Oh, I just said that. In history of society.
100%.
Okay, so never heard of. Largest hate crime known to man. I'm innocent. I'm a really good person. I know that I can't really...
But you are
vouch for myself, but...
Well, I'll vouch for you.
Okay, so what you've
100%,
seen...
Like you
and even if I wasn't a good person, this still would not make any sense.
No, what's being done to you is unacceptable on every level. And like unfathomable.
Yeah.
And you're a good person.
So do you have any theories on... It started this... I'm pretty sure it starts at 5 years old. If somewhere in childhood... If you don't want to believe that, somewhere in childhood, like...
Well, from what
we could start at 16 years old, Mr. Quigley, English teacher, Mr. Quigley, telling me to punch Paul Schaefer.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
The Ryan Hirsch bullyings by Brian Weaver, pinning it on me at 8th grade, whatever. So,
right.
I'm
sorry, it's 11. I didn't realize it's 11.
Is someone here? Or?
Yeah, they're here.
Oh, they're here. I didn't know that.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so we're going to cut this, we're going to end this, your theories on that, I've given you...
I think that it's all bullshit because they want to make you appear a certain type of way to manipulate you and like fucking toy with your life and control everything and lock you away.
But why? I mean, we know...
Why? Because what? Because you're a good person and like you
didn't
follow exactly what they thought you should as a little robot?
Okay, so behind all that, there's got to be a reason. What do you feel? We can't know for sure, but what do you feel the reason is?
I can't even imagine. It'd have to be like an intense like hatred or something because it's like, who does that to somebody? I don't get it.
So.
Or like fear. Fear of what? That you're a good person?
So insecurity, you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's a good way to put it.
Someone's insecure and we need to control Kevin and we think he's the next Ted Bundy or the next Unabomber, and therefore this is the result of someone who's done absolutely nothing, but someone in the government or psychology community.
Yeah, they're intimidated by you, maybe?
I'm going to call him a paranoid psychotic.
That works. That works.
Would you agree with that?
That's
okay.
Appropriate.
So that's it. That's my label on my stalkers from 5 years old, paranoid psychotics. And we will end it here. Brittany has someone else, and I'm taking all her time, even though she was late. Okay, so anyways, that's it. So, right to the point. All right. Till next time.